Heidi ho, Arkansas Pilgrim here again. You'll have to excuse my wild windblown look, but been working, and hey, that's just the way it is. But hey, Wrangler Star's successful, and he never seems to brush his hair, so we'll just take it as it is. Anyway, today I've got another little tip for you having to do with conduit. My first video was about using it to fix a broom handle. Now I've got something else in mind, and it's a little more complicated, but not much. Maybe you've seen these kind of hose. I don't know what they call them now, what the official name is, but when I was a kid back in the 60s, I remember the first mention I heard of them, they were called a hula hoe. I'm not sure why they would call it a hula hoe, because you don't do the hula when you're using it. But anyway, that's what they called it. Well, as you can see, it needs a new handle. And I'm going to use a piece of conduit to fix it. But the taper in here makes it a little bit different, where before in the broom, you just stick a piece of conduit in there, then screw it in. This one does have, where is it? There's a little hole right there that's used to help fix it fix the handle into it. But we'll see how this all goes. As you can see here, I've taken a piece of 3/4 inch conduit, and I have used my angle grinder and a metal cutting disc to cut a couple of slots in it. That's going to allow us to deform it a bit to make it taper to fit into that hoe handle. Now, again, I'm working by myself, and I don't have a really good way of holding the camera, so I'm going to do it off camera. But good old pair of channel locks are good for this, because you can put a lot of force to bend your the metal there. You can do it with a pair of pliers too, but it's a lot easier using these because you get a lot more leverage. Well, as you can see, my first shot at it didn't go perfectly because it only bent on one side. So may have to end up using a hammer. But the point is to get one side squeezed smaller than the other side. Oops, I'm having problems focusing here. And then you can fold the smaller one into the bigger one, squeeze it down too, and then you can pound it into there, and it'll fit and it'll wedge. But let me go ahead and give another shot at that. Yep, couple whacks with a hammer worked very nicely. Couple more whacks with a hammer, this time straight down. Got it bent where it's kind of nestled in between or into the other piece there. Now I'm going to squeeze it down, probably just forget the channel locks altogether and just beat on it with a hammer. Hey, it works. As you can see, now it's been bent, squished together, pushed down into the other one, and then the other one's been kind of squeezed in there. And now that is going to fit into here. There we go. So take it. Whoa. It's not a real good background to see with, but take it and pound it in. I pound it with a hammer here till it's tight, but also make sure that you line up that hole on the flat sides, because so we can drill a hole through there to make sure it's set up better. So make sure we can set it in place to keep it in place. Okay, you can see it's in place now. You can see how it's kind of made the thing spread there because it's pushed in, but that's fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill that hole all the way through. There we go. Hole all the way through. Taking now we take a nail. Actually, let's put it in from the other side. See if I can get an action shot for you this time. Maybe not. And there you go. Put the nail head up top. That way it doesn't look so redneck when you have the bent over part. You cut it off, bend it over. Can't really see that part. Yeah, if it had been like Wrangler Star, I would have heated it up and smashed it down like a rivet, but hey, my OCD days are over. And this works. We'll see how it works, because it is conduit, it is a hoe. You're not smacking down like a regular hoe. This, you go back and forth with it, this type rather than like that. So hopefully the handle won't bend, but we will see. Anyway, hope it's a good tip that you find useful. Oh wow, my hair looks even worse. Oh well. I just wanted to add that it also works on shovels. Just use 1-inch conduit. This isn't good for firefighters. You get a hot handle, but you'll never have to replace a handle on a shovel again either. Just use the same method that I showed for the hoe. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I will come up with a better tagline one of these days.